You are wrong. The build sucks since you are making a physical damage, and now the game is you beat it with elemental. It's like an immune to physical. Rephrase the question so I understand it, and then I might answer it. What's going on, Diablo 2 fans? Dabrunsky here. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the new physical spec Bowazon. So I'm only going to focus on Strafe for this video because apparently someone posted in the forums that the multi-shot synergies aren't quite working appropriately. That's fine. We're just going to test out the new Strafe setup. So this is very similar to what I previously used on the first round of PTR. So original LOD, Strafe used to do 3/4 weapon damage. And then the first iteration of PTR, Strafe was doing full weapon damage. And now they've actually added additional damage synergy. So we'll quickly go over the skill tree. Receives 5% per level from multi-shot, and then 10% per level from guided arrows. So instead of starting at 3/4 damage and then scaling up, it now starts at full damage, scales up the same way, but I have additional damage synergies. So I have 440% additional damage with Strafe. So I'm going to do a Players 3 Chaos Sanctuary run. This is kind of your standard Faith Mercenary Pride. So this is like top tier gear, but I really wanted to like showcase like how good this works with like high-end gear. I might even bump it up to Players 8, but I have Artisan's Tiara Speed with Ruby Jewels of Fervor, Alma Scarab for Amp Proc, Fortitude, Faith, Laying of Hands, Ravenfrost, Dual Leech Ring, Razor Tail, War Traveler Boots, Torch Annie, different max damage, attack rating, charms. These actually have faster realm walk on them instead of life, so that's really cool. Offhand, CTA, and Lidless. And the Mercenary is Might Aura with Pride, Shaft Stop, and Vamp Gaze. So you could go Fortitude, you could go Survivability. This is actually probably a better approach to a Pride Mercenary because they do horrible damage, so you're just focusing on Survivability. But we're basically stacking the strongest possible auras, and I'll just do a Chaos Sanctuary run. When his Might Aura kicks in, I'll show you guys. So it's 10k strafe damage, but the Might Aura hasn't kicked in yet. The Bowazons finally have clear speed that's like worthy of the gear that they use. 1000 immune to physical, set to proc amp. Okay, Might Aura's kicked in. 11k strafe. So I did test a Wind Force setup, and we were actually a hair over 12k. So if you wanted to go Wind Force and a Faith Mercenary, you could. I like Faith better because of the res on it, the ignore target defense. A lot of stuff that Wind Force doesn't have. This is just so cool to see. Wind Force and Faith is better, Sidewinder? It depends on what you define as better. So you're losing out on ignore target defense, you're losing out on all res with Faith, or a slight hair bit of extra damage. Now, previous to the extra synergies, people crunched the numbers and Faith was more damage. So I'm wondering if it's because of the extra additional synergies is maybe why Faith is, why Wind Force is a hair more now. But I can tell you 100% if you look through Diablo.net forums, they can confirm that the Wind Force setup is less than Faith. But anyways, regardless, very good damage. 11k versus 12k. Attacking from a range. That's true, you get additional plus skills too. So maybe I'll do Desace on E3, and then we'll switch to Players 8 for Infector. I bet you Bowazon's probably stronger than like a Whirlwind Barb now. Faster, which is kind of cool. And this is a max dexterity setup too. That's why I have very low life. But might have to go back to town. Get some arrows. That's true, Sidewinder. Like there's a lot of regular monsters, ignore target defense doesn't do any. Sorry, regular monsters always hit. It's only championship boss backs where ignore target defense doesn't work. That is true. So you could argue that it's largely a wasted attribute. Wait, did I say that right? It works on regular monsters, doesn't work on champions. Regular monsters are easy to kill, easy to hit. Yeah, okay. I think what I said makes sense. Forgot to go up to players 8, but that's okay. I mean, I think apparently something's not working 100% with Multishot. It's what someone said in the forums. I'm not exactly sure, but I actually prefer Strafe. But that's like a huge debate in itself. Some people love using Multishot over Strafe, but and red arrows.
What do you need?
Wait, did I lose my... Okay, I lost my skills because I ran out of arrows. I don't know if that's new. Alright, well anyways... Max dex setup. Almost approaching 12k. You can hang back. It's a safe build now. Additional damage synergies. This build is pretty sweet. It's finally nice to see, like, having insane inventory of charms, faith, something actually mow down Chaos Sanctuary pretty good. Okay, so we're just throwing in a little bit of quick post-editing here. I'm going to do a Players 8, part of a Players 8 Cal run, and see how we perform with amp damage. Strafe. I would argue this is faster than the... On Players 8, I think this is faster than the, in my opinion, somewhat blown out of proportion Dragadin. This is a Players 8 Cal run. I'll go the other way. I'll switch down to Players 3. Bowazon clearing cows. Okay, switch to Players 3. We'll go the other way. We'll do P3. I think that most of this, like, even with the damage synergy bow, I think we're, like, they're kind of edging on, like, does really well in P3. P8's a little bit too much. Find another cut back. I was doing Players 8, and then I've just switched to Players 3. This is the same setup as the Chaos Sanctuary run. I mean, I would still probably go with the Bowazon. Yeah, I don't know how true that is. We're just going by the forum posts that they said that the multi-shot synergies aren't quite working 100%. What's up, Thomas? How are you, dude? See, I think Strafe performs good if it's a small, if it's a cluster. If it's a cluster, like they pierce, there's a good chance of proccing amp damage, because you would not get your amp damage procs as frequently with multi-shot. Now, with that being said, if it's a massively... like, small cluster like that is okay. Trying to find, like... try and get, like, a big thing here. Stuff like this. When you're not really focusing on clusters, it's not quite as good. How's multi-shot? Apparently the synergies aren't working 100% French. And then also... I'm not set up with the proper breakpoint for multi-shot. Basically, the breakdown of the Strafe Boa. Additional damage synergies. it's now a little bit more worth the investment of cost for runes, but in all honesty, it's still a very expensive build, but at least you can run down stuff pretty good with endgame setup. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, if you could throw a like on it, that'd be awesome. Help spread it through YouTube. I'll catch you guys on my next video or live stream. Peace out.